Hey there, and welcome. In this quick guide, we're going to walk through everything you need to know about managing survey sites. We'll cover two really key skills: how to pick a site that's already in the system, and what to do when you need to add a brand new one. All right, so here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with the basics of site management. Then we'll jump right into how to select a site. After that, we'll look at adding a new one, and to wrap things up, we'll go over some super important rules to make sure everything stays nice and clean.
Okay, let's get started. Now, the number one most important thing to remember with site management is this. You gotta check if the site is already there. Seriously, most of the time it's already in the system, so searching first is absolutely critical.
So, when it comes down to it, you've got two main jobs. The first and most common one is just selecting a site that's already in the database. The second job, and you only do this when you're 100% sure the site is missing, is adding a new one. Let's start with the first one, how to select a site. All right, let's dive into how you actually select a site. We're going to look at using both the map and the site list to find what you're looking for. It's a really simple three-step process. First, you just go to the site screen. Second, you use either the map or the list to find your site. And finally, you just confirm your choice. That's it.
Okay, here's what the select site form looks like. You've got two great options here. On the left, you can see the map, which is perfect for finding sites visually. And over on the right, you have the site list and a search bar to help you find a site by its code or name.
Let's take a closer look at these tools. You can pan and zoom around the map and just click on a site marker to get the details. Or you can scroll through the site list on the right. That site search box is super helpful. You can just type in a code like CR1 to find it fast. Once you've got the right one, hit that little green check and then click the Select Site button to lock it in. The main thing is to use these tools to search really well before you even think about creating a new site.
But what if you've searched everywhere and you're sure your site just isn't there? Well, that's when you'll need to add a new one. So let's walk through the right way to do that.
Now, adding a new site has a few more steps, and that's because we need to make sure all the data is perfect. You'll need to enter the name and description, plug in the latitude and longitude, or just use the map, find the grid reference, generate that all-important site code, and then fill in the rest and save.
So this is the Add a New Site form. Pretty straightforward. You start by putting in the site name and a description. Then you'll put in the location using the latitude and longitude fields. See that Select on Map button? That's a really handy tool, and we'll check that out right now.
Okay, this next part is very important. After you've put in the location data, you have to click the Generate Site Code button. Don't forget this. What happens is the system automatically creates a unique code for your new site based on its grid reference. This makes sure every single site has its own special ID, which is how we keep all our data organized.
Remember that Select on Map button? If you click it, this is what you'll see. It's great because you can zoom right in and pinpoint the exact spot for your new site. You just click on the map and boom, the system grabs the correct latitude and longitude for you. It's a fantastic way to make sure your location is super accurate.
All right, let's finish up with some really important rules. These are here to stop errors and keep our database accurate. And honestly, the biggest one is about avoiding duplicate sites. Creating a duplicate isn't just a small mistake. It can mess up a whole dataset and make a ton of fieldwork totally useless. So this is serious stuff.
So here are the key things to remember. First, always check for a site before you add a new one. The system even helps you out. It'll warn you if you try to create a site within 100 meters of another one. Second, do your homework. Check for your sites in the system before you head out into the field. And finally, if you're ever not sure about something, just reach out to the data team. That's what they're there for.
So if you take away just one thing today, let it be this. Always ask yourself, have I checked for duplicates? If you follow the steps we've gone through and just keep that one rule in mind, you'll be helping to keep all of our survey data accurate and reliable. Thanks so much for joining me.